So, game is about to start, but I have our first pitch of the Sunday afternoon game against the Untouchables Paderborn. And up first for Hünstetten is our own shortstop, number 18, Petey Kiefer. Our left-handed hitting shortstop is in the box, and the first pitch is a called strike on the outside top corner of the zone. Next pitch swung on, and it is strike two. So I realized that apparently our audio wasn't working as I read the lineup cards off. I'll read them again once we have a break in the action. Petey Kiefer is able to get bat on that ball and hit it back to the screen, keep his at bat alive. On deck is our second baseman for this afternoon, number 31, Phil Meyer. Batting third for the Storm as Petey Kiefer chops one to second. Throw over is in time for out number one. Coming up to bat now is our second baseman for this afternoon, Phil Meyer. Phil was our starting pitcher yesterday. So, batting order for the Storm. Petey Kiefer, as you just saw, leading us off, followed by Phil Meyer, and batting third today will be Yosmi Fernandez, number 17. Batting cleanup today is our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. And the first pitch to Meyer as he shows bunt, but doesn't get bat on ball, strike one. Batting fifth will be our left fielder, number 4, Josh Harrison. Designated hitter, number 48, Orlando Del Moro. Followed by center fielder, number 11, Ian Hardman. Next pitch swung on and missed, strike two. Batting eighth is Rogelio Maldonado, a right fielder, number 53. And batting ninth this afternoon is our catcher, Douglas Yoakum, number 22. Starting pitcher for the Storm today will be Jake Liberta, number 19. Vermeer chops the ball down to third, bobbled, and he's able to beat out the throw for a one-out infield single. And that brings up to bat now our third baseman, number 17, Yosmi Fernandez. So our left-handed hitting third baseman, Yosmi Fernandez, stepping into the box. Phil Meyer at first base takes a one-step lead. First pitch to Fernandez is outside for ball one. Starting pitcher today for the Untouchables of Paderborn is number 23, Mark Harrison. Behind the plate is Jean-Mika Sigerhorn. Next pitch, Fernandez low and inside, ball two. Correction is Shearhorn behind the plate for the Untouchables. I'll give you the full batting order for the Untouchables during the break. Harrison gives the ball a good ride, but it's into shallow right field. And it's a caught ball for an out. Now up to bat is our cleanup hitter, number 66, first baseman, Noah Lawrence. As our big first baseman steps into the box, Phil Meyer does take a step or two off of first base. And the first pitch, Lawrence is swinging, and it is a single to left field. Brings up to bat now number 4, left fielder Josh Harrison. Josh Harrison is joining us after he has ended his year away in college. He arrived yesterday, had a little break from the jet lag. He is now back with us. So he's batting with 2 on and 2 out. And the first pitch he sees shows bunt, pulls it back, but the ball is there in the zone for called strike. Glad to have Josh back. Harrison looks in, nods that he has a sign that he wants. Catcher's setting up. And the pitch. Low for ball 1. Storm runners have taken their lead off of their respective bags. The 1-1 catches the inside zone, called strike 2. On deck for Storm is Orlando Del Moro, our designated hitter for this afternoon. And Harrison strikes out looking for out number 3. Storm's able to get 2 runners on, but not able to bring them home. Going into the bottom of the first, 0-0. Jake Liberta getting his warm-up tosses here in the bottom of the first. Time for the batting order for the Untouchables of Paderborn. Leading off and playing center field, number 17, Emilio Goetz, followed by shortstop, number 40, Shotaro Azui. And batting third, right fielder, number 2, Luca Rommelman. Batting cleanup today will be the left fielder, number 53, George Athanasiadis. Batting fifth, designated hitter, Linus Nixdorf, number 27. Batting sixth, third baseman, number 13, Finn Bergman. Followed by second base, number 41, Nicholas DiBenedetto. First base, number 11, Florian Zeidel. And batting ninth, their catcher, Jan Mika Gierhorn, number 4. Ball is being thrown around the infield. And Goetz is walking up to the batter's circle. The bottom of the first will be getting underway shortly. So once again, I want to welcome those of you who are joining us live on YouTube. As you can see, the weather is not so baseball-like today, rather gray, but no rain in the forecast, which is good for us. Though the field could use some rain, but as long as it doesn't rain during our broadcast, during the game, we'll be happy. And the first pitch from Liberta swung on and missed. Strike 1. Lefty versus lefty here in the bottom of the first. And Liberta decides he's not happy with the sign. Steps off. And his 0-1 pitch. Just a bit outside. Doesn't get the call. So it's now a 1-1 count. And the 1-1, apparently the batter held up. Checked down at the third base umpire who said, nope, he did not go around. Bitters 2-1 is swung on and chopped to first. Noah Lawrence makes a leaping grab, snacks the ball out of the air, steps on first base himself for out number 1. Coming up to bat now is the shortstop, number 40, Shotaro Izui. As Izui steps into the box. Yesterday, whenever he got on base, he was a threat to run. And the first pitch he sees from Liberta doesn't catch the top of the zone. Ball 1. Next pitch skipped up in there. Ball 2. On deck is the right fielder, number 2, Luca Rummelman. That pitch was a little too inside and at the feet of Izui, who skipped up out of the way. Ball has been retrieved now. Quickly, it is a 3-0 count on the shortstop from the Untouchables. The 3-0. Low does not get the 3-0 call. Strike zone, and it is a 4-pitch walk to the shortstop. Coming to bat now is the right fielder, Luca Rummelman. And the right-handed hitting right fielder is in the box. Izui is taking a large lead off of first as he gets his sliding mid on, but the throw over brings him back. Liberta, being a left-handed hurler, has his eye on Izui, who is dancing around. First pitch to Rummelman is outside, ball 1. Check the runner. Next pitch doesn't catch the bottom of the zone, ball 2. Liberta is trying to find where the strike zone is this afternoon. This 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Runner at first has taken his 2-step lead. The 3-0 pitch does catch that strike zone for strike number 1. And the 3-1 pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. So from a 3-0 count to a full count. Let's see what Liberta does here. Check the runner at first, who fakes like he's going. Pitch doesn't catch the zone. So that is another 4-pitch. That is another base on balls to lead us off here in the bottom of the first. Brings up to bat the left fielder, number 53, George Untouchables, who is batting now with 2 teammates on and 1 away. Check back the runner at second. Berta gets the call for that on that first pitch to the left fielder for strike 1. Both runners are taking a nice lead off their bag. And a step off brings them back. We'll reset and go again. Liberto with a long look back at the player. Deking at second. But the pitch to Athiasiadis is swung on and fouled. Back to the backstop for strike two. Liberta's next pitch looked good, but yeah, it was a little bit below the zone, so ball one. It's a good pitch. Actually surprised the batter didn't swing at that. It was, as a baseball pitch, this hit, and that's golf that one up the middle. Liberta's next pitch, high, doesn't catch the top of the zone. We now have a 2-2 count. Zui is running, swung on and missed. It is an out. And the ball is mishandled by the third baseman on the throwdown, leading to Azui scoring. Runner is now at third. So Rommelman on that double steal makes it all the way around to third as the ball gets away from Fernandez at third. Now with 2 outs, brings up the bat the designated hitter, number 27, Linus Nixdorf. The throwdown was in time from Yoakum, but the ball was misplayed by Fernandez, leading to the run. The first pitch to Nixdorf was a ball. But the next pitch is swung on and tapped to the shortstop, who's able to throw over and get the batter out at first to end the inning. After one, Untouchables have brought a runner home, so they now lead 1-0. Going to the top of the second. Untouchables 1, Storm 0. Going into the top of the first, Storm down 1-0. For this inning, we'll have Orlando Del Moro, our designated hitter, followed by Ian Hardman and Rogelio Maldonado. That'll be our 1-2-3 to start us off in the top of the second inning. So coming up to bat as We get the top of the second underway is our designated hitter, number 48, Orlando Del Maro. And the first pitch, Del Maro is in there for called strike one. And next pitch, he's able to hold up and not swing as that ball is low and outside. There is now a 1-1 count on our designated hitter. But on the 1-1, it swung on and missed, so it's now a 1-2 count on our designated hitter. Untouchable catcher is set up outside. Next pitch swung on, fouled back to the screen. Keeps the at-bat alive. Harrison with the long look in. Next pitch swung on and hit. High and deep, but playable for the center fielder for out number one. That brings up the bat our center fielder, number 11, Ian Hardman. And our center fielder is stepping into the right-handed batter's box. On deck is Rogelio Maldonado. And the first pitch to Hardman. Oh, okay. It looked like it was not in the zone, but called a strike. Just saying, it just delayed reaction by the umpire. Next pitch swung on and chopped for a single. Ian Hardman on base with a one-out single. Brings up the bat our right fielder, Rogelio Maldonado. So Hardman takes a one-step lead off of first. As Maldonado digs in, the first pitch he sees, called strike one. On deck is Douglas Yoakum, our catcher. Next pitch. They say Maldonado did go around on that swing. Up here, it looked like he held up, but first base umpire has a better look at this on that ball that was low and outside. So it is a 0-2 count with one out on our right fielder. Doesn't swing at the next pitch. It's ball one. Next pitch is an inside out swing, which is an out. It's a fielder's choice. Ian Hardman out at second, but Maldonado's able to beat out the throw to first. So double play doesn't happen. Now with two out and a runner at first, brings up our catcher, Douglas Yoakum. On the fielder's choice, Maldonado looked like he hit the ball right off his hands, so it wasn't what he was wanting to do, but he's on base now with two outs, and the first pitch of Yoakum catches the inside zone, called strike one. Now the 0-1 to Yoakum outside for a ball. Yoakum not swinging at that pitch. And with the 1-1, Harrison's looking in, has his sign. Catcher has not moved. Yoakum swings, does not catch up with that ball for a swinging strike 2. Maldonado not taking much of a lead off of first. But Harrison does give a quick look back. But the pitch is outside. Now a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Now 2-2 Yoakum swung on. Foul tip, but held on by the catcher for out number 3. Storm get runners on base, but they don't go anywhere, unfortunately. So that brings us to the bottom of the second. Untouchables still up by 1. So going into the bottom of the second, Jake Liberta back on the bump for the Storm. Getting his warm-up tosses. He will face third baseman Finn Bergman, followed by Nicholas DiBenedetto and Florian Zeidel. It's 1, 2, and 3 for the Untouchables going into the bottom of the second. And as the ball is being thrown around the infield, walking up to the batter circle is number 13, Finn Bergman. And as Jake Liberta settles in, the first pitch of the bottom of the second is outside ball 1. Good to see people here at Dickman Field on this Sunday afternoon. People dressed as if it is late March, even though it is mid-May. Liberta's next pitch doesn't catch the zone. Ball 2. It is a blustery day here at Dickman Field. Game time temperature, I believe, is around 16 degrees Celsius and windy. Bergman's not able to catch up to the next pitch, so it is a swinging strike 1. Those of us who live in this area know that the weather can be ever changing. 3-1 now on the third baseman. Liberta's 3-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Liberta's 3-1 pitch swung on and missed. It is a swinging strike 3. So that brings up to bat now number 41, the second baseman for the Untouchables, Nicholas DiBenedetto. Liberta's first pitch to DiBenedetto is outside for ball one. On deck for the Untouchables is the first baseman, Florian Zeidel. Oh, that pitch looked perfect, but it's called a ball. Quickly, it is a 2-0 count. We're not the only action here this afternoon, so happy to have you with us as you're tuning in. 2-0 pitch does actually get called a strike, so it is a 2-1 count. Liberta's next pitch doesn't get called. It is now a 3-1 count. That is a called strike two. So that was a perfectly called 3-2, 3-1 pitch, as it does get right there over the heart of the plate. Batter does not swing. It was a good pitch to swing at, though he never took the bat off his shoulder. So with one out, Liberta now has a full count on DiBenedetto. And a 3-2 swung on and hit directly to the net behind home plate. Keeps the at-bat alive. DiBenedetto adjusting his gloves, walking around the circle. As Liberta is looking in, he already has his sign, just waiting for the batter to plant himself. Now the 3-2 pitch. Catches the outside zone for a strikeout, looking for out number 2. Throws it in there, and DiBenedetto doesn't even flinch. Now that brings up the first baseman for the Untouchables, Florian Zeidel, number 11. Left-handed hitter is in the box now. And Liberta deals. Ball is tapped foul. Goes down the first base side and towards the dugout of the Untouchables. Next pitch low, doesn't catch the bottom of the zone, so it's now a 1-1 count on Zeidel. The 1-1 pitch catches the bottom of the zone. Now it's 1-2. Other action going on here in the DBL. We have the Gauding Indians leading 2-1 against Stuttgart. Oh, doesn't get the call, so it's now a 2-2 count with 2 outs here to Zeidel. Liberta's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Swinging, strike 3. A better inning for Jake Liberta. So, 3 up, 3 down. Ends the second inning. Storm coming to the top of the third, down by 1. So as we're going to the top of the third inning and the Untouchables are taking the field, Harrison taking his time leaving the dugout. Some action going on today. As I said earlier, the Gauting Indians are leading 2-1 against Stuttgart. The Bonn Capitals are trailing the Hamburg Steelers. Steelers are leading 1-0 here just in the top of the third. Bit surprising as the Mainz Athletics are leading 6-0. But as I'm being told, they're probably going to find a way to lose. But at score right now, they are leading 6-0 against the Hard Disciples. So that's the action going on this afternoon here in the DBL. Not that many games, but we do have several going on at one time. As we go into the top of the third inning, and the ball is now being thrown around the infield by the Untouchables, it brings up to bat the top of our lineup. So coming up to bat now, our shortstop, number 18, Petey Kiefer. As Kiefer is now stepping into the left-handed hitting batting box, seeing more people here. It is Sunday afternoon. Great to see those attending live. First pitch to Kiefer is in there for a called strike. Harrison's next pitch is swung on and hit, and caught by the running center fielder. Looked like he was going to drop in for a hit, but their center fielder was able to keep up with it, track the ball, and make a knee-high catch. So that does bring up to bat our second baseman for this afternoon, number 31, Phil Meyer. Meyer's in the box. Catcher setting up low. Meyer goes first pitch swinging, but fouls it out of play down the first base side. And it goes into the wheat field. I see a few four-legged kids that are trying to go after the ball as they're being kept back. I do see an untouchable player running after it. Meyer's not able to catch up to the next pitch, swinging strike two. Harrison looks in, has the sign he wants, and the 0-2 pitch. Meyer swings, and it is lined directly to the third baseman who doesn't even move his glove. It's unfortunate. So with 2 outs, brings up the bat to our third baseman, number 17, Yusmi Fernandez. Fernandez in left-handed batter's box. First pitch he sees inside, called strike. Next pitch is skipped up in there and gets away, but doesn't matter. So it is a 1-1 count now on our third baseman. That next pitch is in there on the outside for a called strike two. Now the 1-2 pitch swung on and hit to the second baseman who scoops it and throws over for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Storm. Going in now into the bottom of the third inning. Untouchables 1, Storm nothing. Going here into the bottom of the third, Jake Liberta getting his warm-up tosses. The Untouchables will send to the plate Jan-Mika Gierhorn, Emilio Goetz, and Shotaro Zui, the 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. Ball's now being thrown around the infield, and coming at the bat for the Untouchables is Gierhorn. And Gierhorn is in the box. And the pitch gets the outside zone for strike one. Barrett's set, and his next pitch bounced up in there. It is a ball. Looks like it just didn't go where it was wanting to go. But he has the ball. Gierhorn's back in the box. Now the 1-1 pitch. The 1-1 pitch catches the zone. Strike two. As we had a little guest here in our booth as the next pitch is swung on and missed. Strike three. All right, had a little guest. First, it will be the first lady of Storm Baseball, the mother of our starting pitcher from yesterday, our second baseman today, Phil Meyer. Miss Erica Meyer came upstairs to say a quick hello and get a blanket, as it is a little fresh out there today. The wind is cold. See lots of blankets for some of the people in attendance. Liberta's next pitch, low and inside, ball one. You would think by the way some of the fans here look that we might be getting snow later. And some of you know that as the next pitch doesn't catch the outside, it's a 2-0 count. That isn't much of a joke, as last season we did have a couple games that were delayed by snow early in April, but we are in mid-May. Barrett's next pitch, close, but doesn't get the call. It's 3-0 count. As we say here, there's no bad weather, just bad clothing decisions, but sometimes you can't figure out what the weather's going to do. The 3-0 gets call on the outside, as Goetz was already turning around to take his base. Now he has a 3-1 count. But Liberta's not able to get the call again, and it is a walk issued to the leadoff batter, or the second batter of the inning. That brings up the bat the shortstop, number 40, Shotaro Zui. Goetz is taking a now two-step lead off of first. Liberta's pitch inside doesn't get the call. Ball one. Goetz now taking a little bit shorter lead off at first, takes a couple steps back as Liberta, going to keep him honest, sends him back over with a throw over. Zui looks down and has some signs from his skipper there at third base. Runner's going, and it's a foul ball. The runner was almost to second base by the time the ball got to the catcher. But the foul tip makes him walk back to first. So with the runner back at first, taking his bouncing steps off of the bag, throw over, Throw was a bit high, but able to get caught by Lawrence. Now the third base coach, or the manager for the Untouchables, giving signs to the batter. Liberta's 1-1 pitch is a throw over. The runner back over. Storm are aware that the Untouchables will run. Next pitch swung on, and it's a little, check swing out of play and into the wheat field. Zui wasn't intending to swing at that pitch. He tried to hold up, but the pinpointing from Liberta threw it right to where the bat was. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and hit. Unfortunately, it is a slow bouncer, and it is an infield single for the Untouchables. Nothing that Phil Meyer could do with that pitch, as it was just a slow bouncer over the mound. So with 1 out, 2 on, brings up the bat right fielder number 2, Luca Rommelman. And Rommelman goes first pitch swinging and hits it, splits between left and right, and goes all the way to the fence. 1 run is in, 2 runs in. It is a 2-run, 1-out double for Rommelman. The 2 RBI double for Rommelman brings up the bat the left fielder, George Athanasiadis, batting now with 1 out and runner at second. And he goes up there, first pitch swinging, but misses. So it is a swinging strike 1 to Athanasiadis. On deck is Nixdorf. Foul ball, strike 2. As the ball slowly rolls over to the Storm dugout. Ball is now collected. Fresh ball given to Liberta. As Liberta gets the sign that he wants. Now the 0-2. Catches his zone. Strike 3, looking for out number 2. So with 2 away, runner at second brings up the bat, the designated hitter, Nixdorf. And the first pitch of Nixdorf doesn't catch the top outside corner of the zone that Liberta was aiming for. Is called ball. And that next pitch is line to left, and the runner's being sent. Throw is offline, and another runner comes across from the Untouchables. It is now 4-0 Untouchables on that single. That brings up the bat the third baseman, Finn Bergman, batting now 2 out and a runner at first. And the pitch to Bergman catches his own, strike 1. Next pitch. Oh, looked in the same place, but that's called a ball this time. So it's a 1-1 count now with 2 outs to Bergman. Catches the inside zone. That call. That is a. So it's now 1-2. Bergman not happy with that call. If looks could kill, the umpire would be replaced at this point. And the 1-2 swung on and lightly hit into foul territory, caught by Noah Lawrence for out number 3. But unfortunately, the crooked number is put up. Going into the top of the 4th inning, Storm down 4-0. As we go into the top of the 4th inning, other action, as we said earlier, going on right now as the ball is being thrown, warm-up toss is being thrown. In Gouting, the Gouting Indians have scored 2, so it's 2-1 against Stuttgart. In Bonn Capitals have actually scored 2 runs against the Steelers, leading now 2-1 in the top of the 4th inning. And down in Har, the Disciples have scored a run. Going in the top of the 4th inning, it is 6-1 Mines Athletics, but the Disciples have scored a run. Here in the top of the 4th inning, leading off for Storm will be number 66, Noah Lawrence, who made the out number 3 on that catch in foul territory. He'll be followed by Josh Harrison and Orlando Del Moro, the 1-2-3 hitters for the Storm in this top of the 4th inning. And the pitch from Harrison, just outside, ball 1. Lawrence did not swing at that pitch. Good pitch to swing at, but he didn't. Catcher sets up low. Lawrence swings at that pitch, and it is a swinging strike 1. Catcher sets up same place. It is a check swing foul to the net for Lawrence. Much like what happened to Shota Azui in the previous inning, it was a check swing, but the ball just happened to be thrown right where the bat was. And the next pitch is golfed, caught by the shortstop who throws over just in time to beat Lawrence. Out is made at first. So after the out is made, comes up to bat now number 4, Josh Harrison. And the pitch to Harrison, fouled directly back to the backstop. Ball has been picked up. Harrison has his sign now in the 0-1. Swung on quickly, fouled down third base line. 2 pitches. Harrison is quickly in the hole, 0-2. On deck is our designated hitter, Orlando Del Moro. The 0-2 pitch is Little 2 inside for ball 1. That's the catcher setting up low. Pitches again. A check swing foul back to the backstop here. Harrison getting a little bat on that ball, was able to keep this at bat alive. Next pitch way outside for ball 2. What was an 0-2 is now a 2-2. Doesn't get the call. It's now a full count. In this battle of Harrison versus Harrison, let's see who's going to come out on top. Next pitch is chopped slow and stays fair for a slow chop infield single. So Josh Harrison's able to win that battle. Coming up to bat now with 1 away and a runner on first is our designated hitter, Orlando Del Moro. Harrison on base with 1 away, and that swinging bunt infield single brings up to bat our designated hitter. First pitch from Del Moro. It gets away from the catcher, and Harrison makes a big turn at second. He's fast, but he's not that fast. Stays at second on the pass ball. Now, Del Moro has a teammate at second. The 1-0 pitch swung on and chopped to shortstop. Harrison's able to step back to second as the ball is thrown over for out number 2. Now with 2 away, brings up to bat our center fielder, number 11, Ian Hardman. Ian Hardman singled in the second inning. Now able to hit with a teammate on at second. Doesn't swing at the first pitch, low in the dirt, trapped by the catcher for ball number 1. Home plate umpire did point down the first base to see if Hardman went around. He did not. Next pitch is chopped up the middle and down for a single. Harrison is running in and comes across the plate, standing for the first run of the Storms. So it is an RBI single for Ian Hardman. 2 out RBI single for our center fielder. Brings up to bat now our right fielder, number 53, Rogelio Maldonado. On deck is Douglas Yoakum. And the first pitch, Maldonado swung on and missed, strike 1. Hardman was dancing off of first on the pitch, but I don't think it is a hit and run situation. But he does have his lead. Next pitch swung on, strike 2. Now the 0-2. Swung on, fouled. Keeps the at bat alive as Hardman was running on that pitch. It looked like the hit and run was in play, but ball was hit foul at home plate and didn't go far enough for anything to happen. So it's still an 0-2 count on Maldonado. Hardman is running, no one paying attention, and he's safe as he gets in and under the tag. Hardman with a stolen base because second baseman is playing towards first base, and the shortstop had no idea what was going on. Pitcher tried running to the bag himself. A lob throw high doesn't get the glove down to make the tag. So with a no ball, 2-strike count, Maldonado is batting with a runner at second. And the pitch. Low, doesn't get away too far from the catcher. Ball 1. Hardman on that stolen base has disrupted Mark Harrison's timing. So now the 1-2 to Maldonado. Outside, ball 2. Apparently the Disciples on the infield thought they had the called strike 3 and started walking away. Sorry, the Untouchables, as we were just talking about, the Disciples are playing minds. Apologies for that. Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed. That is a swinging strike 3. But the run does come across on the RBI single from Ian Hardman. Now going into the bottom of the 4th, Untouchables 4, Storm 1. We are going into the bottom of the 4th. Storm down 4-1 to the Untouchables as Jake Liberta is getting his warm-up tosses. Untouchables will send to the plates Zeidel, Gierhorn, and Goetz this inning. Apologies, Di Benedito, Zeidel, and Gierhorn. That's what happens when you have a 41 followed by an 11 and a 4 on your lineup card. Warm-up tosses have been made. Ball is being thrown out of play to get us underway here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that does bring to the plate second baseman, number 41, Nicholas Di Benedito. And Di Benedito is in the right-handed batter's box. Berta has the sign he wants, and the pitch to start the bottom of the 4th is in there for a called strike. The 0-1. DiBenedetto thought about swinging, but held up. So it's now a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Seeing quite a few people with some warm beverages. Next pitch is outside, ball 2. It is very windy. It looks like the wind is blowing in from left field. Two one from Liberta. Doesn't catch the bottom of the zone. Ball 3. Liberta's looking in, has a sign as DiBenedetto plants his feet. And the 3-1. In there, called strike 2. Nice pitch, catching the bottom of the zone. And the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for a swinging strike 3. So opening the bottom of the 4th inning with a swinging strikeout. Brings up the bat the first baseman, Florian Zeidel. The pitch was low and outside, ball 1. Liberta on 69 pitches so far. His next pitch is in there, called strike. 1-1 count now with 1 away to number 11. Well, pitch got away from Liberta as it went directly to batter's head. He's able to duck out of the way. Looks like it slipped out of his fingers. Now the 2-1 skipped up in there for ball 3. Now the 3-1 pitch skipped up in there again for ball 4. So on the walk, brings up Gierhorn. Untouchables catcher batting now with a teammate at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh. And the next pitch is a ball, doesn't catch the zone. And the next pitch bounces and gets away from Yoakum. Moves the runner over. So wild pitch gets the runner over. Time is called as a fresh ball is given to Liberta. I think Angie realizes what. Liberta's next pitch is in there directly for a called strike. So 2-1 count now on Gierhorn. Swings and misses, strike two. Looks like we lost the camera there for a little bit, but we're back now. Everything's fine. Our amazing chief engineer able to run in quickly and repair whatever was wrong with it. I think she just, I just think she just looks at it and got it to work again. Liberta's pitch was good, but not called strike, so we have a full count now on Gierhorn. And the 3-2 pitch is, not called, so it is a walk. That's two batters with full counts and two batters that did not get strike three called. So with one out, two on, that's going to bring Lionel Chatham in, the skipper for the Storm, to go talk to his pitcher. Calm him down a little bit since he just issued two walks on full counts. No one's warming up in the bullpen for the Storm, so I'm not expecting anyone to come in quickly. Berta is sitting on 79 pitches here with 3 1/3 innings pitched. The conversation is over on the mound. That'll bring up to bat, after issuing the walk, it'll bring up to bat Emilio Goetz. Goetz batting with teammates on second and first and one away. Berta's pitch swung on and fouled out of play. That foul was a screaming liner to the fence that runs right in front of the Storm dugout. Pickoff move. Oh, doesn't get the runner at second. Good pickoff by the Storm. Unfortunately, the runner was able to get his foot in before he's tagged. The 0-1 is swung on a miss, strike two. O2 is a bit low and outside. Ball one. Looks like Petey Kiefer and Phil Meyer are playing mind games with the runner at second. And the next pitch swung on and hit. Slapped down by Phil Meyer, but the runner is able to get in safe at second. So with bases loaded and one out, brings up the bat shortstop Shotaro Zui. Ball was sharply hit, and Phil Meyer was able to slap it down, but on the recovery was not able to get the ball to Petey Kiefer to make the out at second. First pitch was Zui in there, called strike one. The 1 pitch just a bit high, ball one. Looked like that pitch just got away from Liberta. The 1-1 is outside for ball two. No place to put the batter. So after that pitch, Liberta takes a little walk behind the pitcher's mound. And the 2-1 pitch is skied high, and it is fair. Falls in just at the line. 2 runs have come across, though, on that 2 RBI single by Zui. So it is a ball lands just in front of our right fielder, and the 2 RBI single by Zui brings up the bat Luca Rommelman. Apologies. First pitch, Rommelman is high, ball 1. Step off as Zui looks like he was leaning towards second. Outside, ball 2. There is action in the Storm bullpen now. Swung on and fouled, back to the screen. 2-1 count now on Rommelman. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Ball was inside, but Rommelman could not hold up on it. 2-2 count now on number 2. Zui is running, but the ball is unfortunate. Ball was tapped. Third baseman Yosemi Fernandez gets leather on it, but is not able to clearly field the ball, which means the runner from third comes across. So another 1-out single brings up the bat number 53, George Athanasiadis. The RBI infield single. Now we have 2 untouchables on. First pitch to Athanasiadis is a called strike. A look back at the runner at second. Tried to pick him off there, but Goetz was able to get back in time. Next pitch swung on, strike 2. Next pitch is high for ball 1. A throw down at first to try and get the runner who had advanced towards second. Third down is made, but unfortunately the runner runs into Noah Lawrence. Ball does not get away. Now the 1-2 swung on and hit, skied high behind first base and caught by the right fielder for out number 3. Sorry, I lost count of the outs. So the inning ends with more Untouchables coming across the plate. Going now into the top of the fifth inning. Untouchables 6, Hünstetten STORM 1. Going into the top of the fifth inning, it is Untouchables 6, Hünstetten STORM 1. Having to make some adjustments here as what we thought was a single down the right field line was actually a catch, and the runner scored from third on a tag up. So as we are here in the top of the fifth inning, Storm is sending up to the plate Douglas Joachim, Petey Kiefer, and Phil Meyer. As the sun has come out, first pitch to Joachim is in there for a called strike. A little bit of a surprise here with the sun has made an appearance. Next pitch is low, out of the zone for ball 1. I do see some action starting in the Untouchables bullpen as well. Joachim swings and misses at the pitch. So it's a 1-2 count now on our catcher. Swung on and chopped, gobbled up by the shortstop who throws over, and just in time. Unfortunate, as Joachim was speeding on down the line. Ball is there right before his foot is, so it is out number 1 to start us off here in the top of the fifth inning. Brings up to bat our shortstop, number 18, Petey Kiefer. First pitch to Kiefer, outside, ball 1. Harrison just shook his head, not happy with that call, but I could see from my vantage point it was in the right-handed batter's box. Next pitch swung on and drops in to vacant left field, rolls all the way to the fence, and Petey Kiefer is in with a 1-out stand-up double. And on that stand-up double, brings up to bat now our second baseman, number 31, Phil Meyer. Well, sun coming out shining on us, Storm. Hopefully that changes the game for us. Harrison looking in for a pitch. Goes through the signs again. Now has it. First pitch to Meyer. Swung on and chopped just off the pitcher's glove, and he's able to make it in for an infield single. And on that 1-out infield single sends Petey Kiefer over to third. Coming up to bat now is our third baseman, number 17, Usmi Fernandez. Untouchables pitcher Harrison tried getting leather on the ball, gets just the tip of his glove on it before he falls on his face. Thankfully, he's not injured on that attempted defensive attempt. One away, runners at the corners for Fernandez. First pitch he sees swung on, doesn't get wood on it. Strike one. Both runners have a short lead. Next pitch in the dirt, doesn't get away from the catcher. They can't advance. Now the 1-1 to Fernandez. Low and inside, ball 2. The 2-1 to Fernandez, swung on and chopped foul down third base line. A little break in the action lets me take a look. Those in attendance, there's quite a few with blankets wrapped around them. It looks like we're having superhero day here at the park. Lots of capes. Looking for some superheroes here at the plate for Storm. Now the 2-2 outside, ball 3. On deck is Noah Lawrence. And the 3-2 pitch, swung on and hit. And it falls, hits the gap. One runner's across. Phil Meyer makes it over to third. It is an RBI single, RBI stand-up double, apologies, RBI double for Yusby Fernandez. Brings up the bat now Noah Lawrence. Time has been called by the catcher. Wants to go out and talk to his pitcher, and here comes the Untouchables manager to talk to his pitcher as well after giving up 3 straight hits. After the mound visit is over, it will be Noah Lawrence batting with 1 out and runners in scoring position. So all the infield have come in to have a piece of this conversation at the mound. Home plate umpires going out to break up the little tea party. So the tea party's over. Manager will be slowly walking back to the dugout. Some of the great managers of baseball call this the walking rain delay. But before he even gets back to the dugout, play's been called. First pitch, Lawrence in there, called strike. Meyer and Fernandez taking their lead off their bases. In the next pitch, gives Noah Lawrence a little shave. High and inside, ball 1. I don't know what was worse, Lawrence trying to avoid the ball, avoid getting hit in the jaw by the catcher's mitt. Next pitch swung on and fouled at the plate, back to the backstop. On deck for Storm is Josh Harrison. Lawrence is not able to catch up with the next pitch. Swinging strikeout sends him back to the dugout. Now with 2 outs and 2 on, brings up to bat number 4, Josh Harrison. In his previous at bat, Harrison was able to win the Battle of the Harrisons. First pitch he sees, Low and in the dirt for ball 1. With teammates in scoring position and 2 outs. Next pitch, Harrison is inside, ball 2. Had to pull his hands back or he's going to have his fingers hit on that one. Mark Harrison walks in the grass behind pitcher's mound, trying to get his mind right as he has thrown 2 pitches out of zone. Next pitch catches his own for called strike 1. Not sure if Josh Harrison, could have even got his bat out there unless he threw it, but it was a called strike. Next pitch curves in there for a low inside, called strike 2. Time was called by Josh Harrison as he couldn't believe what he saw on that second called strike. Next pitch outside. Full count now on our left fielder. On deck is Del Moro. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Out of play behind home plate into the wheat field. Keeps the at-bat alive. Harrison smiling, knowing that he just missed a good one. And Harrison's able to draw a walk. So the battle of the Harrisons, Josh Harrison able to draw another walk. Brings up the bat our designated hitter, Orlando Del Moro. And I see a smiling young one running back in. Apparently on finding that foul ball, found 2 others. Ooh, Del Moro almost got on base the hard way as the pitch came in and almost settled in his back pocket. Just misses for ball 1. Again, big curve on the inside, ball 2. On deck is Ian Hardman. Untouchables are sending out a pitcher to warm up. 2-0 swung on and fair ball, right down the third base line. 1 run across, 2 run across. Orlando Del Moro with a bases clearing, 2 out. RBI double. A perfectly placed line drive bouncing over third base, following that line all the way. Brings up the bat now, number 11, our center fielder, Ian Hardman. Just what the Storm needed. They need to put up a crooked number, and they have so far. 3 runners across. So with a runner at second, Ian Hardman, who's 2 for 2 so far today. First pitch just outside, swing and a miss, strike 1. Not a bad pitch to swing at. Del Moro taking his distance off a second. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Another good pitch to swing at from Hardman. Catcher is setting up low and outside. Now the 0-2. Gets Wood on it, hits it foul and into the wheat field. And the same kid who found 3 just one batter earlier is quickly out looking for his 4th foul ball of the afternoon. Again, the 0-2 to Hardman. Oh, a check swing. Oh, unfortunate. It was a check swing, basically a bunt. Doesn't go too far in front of home plate. And pitcher's able to field it himself, throw over, and throw over first for out number 3. But the Storm have been able to put up that crooked number they've been needing all afternoon. Going into the bottom of the 5th now, Untouchables 6, Storm 5. Jake Liberta back on the bump here going into the bottom of the 5th for Storm. Now working with a better game than what he had left the mound with at the end of the 4th inning. Storm now just down 1 run. He will face Nixdorf, Bergman, and DiBenedetto. Warm-up tosses have been made. Ball is being thrown around the infield, and Liberta has the ball now as Nixdorf is getting into the right-handed batter's box. And the first pitch swung on a miss, strike 1. And the next pitch is a chopper to third. Throw over just in time to get Nixdorf out at first to lead off. Bottom of the 5th inning. That brings up to bat now third baseman, number 13, Finn Bergman. Liberta's pitch is swung on and hit high and down the first base line, out of play into the wheat field. Same little one is asking, can I go get it, Dad? Can I? And they're off. Love to see the enthusiasm from the little kids here at the ballpark. Liberta's next pitch is inside, doesn't get the zone. So it is a 1-ball, 1-strike count now on Bergman. On deck is DiBenedetto. The 1-1 high for a ball. The 2-1 is hit, skied high, but playable and foul territory. And Noah Lawrence able to make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down coming here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up the bat, DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto now in the right-handed batter's box. Berta sitting on 102 pitches for the afternoon. Going through the signs with his catcher. Has what he wants now. Just doesn't catch the zone. Ball 1. And Liberta's next pitch is swung on and missed as DiBenedetto goes down to one knee for strike 1. And the 1-1 to DiBenedetto. High, ball 2. The 2-1 catches inside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 swung on and lined to Phil Meyer, slaps it down, throws over for out number 3. That ends the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down. Going into the top of the 6th now. Storm down only by 1. Mark Harrison back out on the mound for the Untouchables. They did have some action in the bullpen at the end of the previous inning. Harrison will face Maldonado, Yoakum, and Kiefer. 1, 2, 3, 4 this inning. Ball is being thrown around the infield now. So the young one I talked about going after foul ball number 4 is back. They didn't get lost in the wheat. Found the ball apparently. Looks like Harrison's being talked to by his shortstop, Azui. Now, up to bat is the right fielder for the Storm, number 53, Rogelio Maldonado. And the first pitch, Maldonado is inside but catches the zone, called strike 1. And good day to those of you who are watching on YouTube. The 0-1 is now 1-1 as the pitch didn't catch the zone. 1-1 is outside, so it's now 2-1 to Maldonado. On deck is Douglas Yoakum. Two one is deep inside. It's now a 3-1 count on Storm right fielder. Three-one pitch is swung on, and it is a leadoff. It is a not a leadoff single. It is just a single for Maldonado to right field. Brings up the bat our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. Davis Yoakum planting himself in the batter's box as Rogelio Maldonado takes a couple-step lead off the bag. Bunt is being shown, but he pulls it back. But the pitch is in there for a called strike. Storm sitting at 9 hits on the afternoon. Let's see if Yoakum can add to that number. Throw over. Maldonado's able to dive back in head first. And Zeidel is able to make the leaping catch. He did, and that ball was going probably out of play. The 0-1 bounce is bounced. The 0-1 bunt is bounced directly back to the pitcher Harrison, who was able to field it cleanly, throw over. Sack bunt is successful. So the sack bunt moves Maldonado over to second, brings up the bat our shortstop, Petey Kiefer. One out, runner at second for Kiefer. First pitch is outside, but caught by the catcher. Keeps it from going to the backstop. Next pitch does catch the outside zone, called strike. 1-1 count now with one away here for the shortstop. Catcher is setting up outside, almost in the right-handed batter's box. And that's exactly where the ball goes. Maldonado was way off a second, but untouchable infielders were asleep, and he could scramble back safely. Kiefer digs in, marches that back to get a little stretch in the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled into the field that's neighboring us. There's a softball game going on also here at Dickman Field in our softball field area, and no one was paying attention to the ball that came in there that's a little bit smaller than the one they're used to throwing. Look back at Maldonado in the 2-2. Swung on, chopped right back up the middle, and a speedy Kiefer is not able to leg out, almost able to make up the distance, but unfortunately he's out at first. Maldonado is now at third base. So with 2 outs, brings up the bat our second baseman, Phil Meyer. Meyer will be hitting with a runner in scoring position. And that brings a mound visit. Very slow walking manager to talk to his pitcher. So pitching coach is out. Looks like the bullpen is finished throwing. Next mound visit will be a pitching change for the Untouchables. So now as we have the walking rain delay, walking back to the Untouchables dugout, brings up to bat with 2 outs and a runner at third base, our second baseman, number 31, Phil Meyer. First pitch, Meyer is on the outside, called strike. Meyer is 1 for 3 on the afternoon with a run scored. See if he can get that RBI. There's pitch swung on and hit. Fielded by the shortstop and just in time to get him running at... Beat him by a step, unfortunately. So that's how the inning ends. Leadoff is able to get on over to third, but not able to bring him home. It's unfortunate. So going into the bottom of the 6th, Untouchable 6, Hünstetten STORM 5. So we're going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Storm having a pitching change. It'll be called the bullpen. Number 12, Sebastian Morales, right-hander, is coming in relief of Jake Liberta. Jake Liberta, 107 pitches on the afternoon. 7 strikeouts, giving up 5 walks, 5 earned runs in his 5 innings of work. Hands the ball over now to Sebastian Morales. As Morales is getting his warm-up tosses in. A little action around the DBL. Once I can get the scores up for us here. Bonn Capitals are now leading 3-1 against the Hamburg Steelers. The Hard Disciples trailing 8-1 against Mainz. And a final from Gauting as the Gauting Indians won against Stuttgart 3-1. Sebastian Morales is warmed up, ready to go. He'll face Seidel, Zischhorn, and Goetz. The rookie Sebastian Morales making a relief appearance for Storm. And his first pitch is Seidel in there, called strike. More action in the Untouchables bullpen. Next pitch swung on and tapped to Noah Lawrence, who takes it for himself for out number 1. He'll bring up to bat number 4, Jan-Mika Schierhorn. In the first pitch, Schierhorn, bunt is shown, but bat is pulled back. And pitch is low, doesn't catch zone, ball 1. Next pitch is fouled, and it is a 1-1 count now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Now the 1-1 pitch doesn't get the bottom of the zone, ball 2. Morales' next pitch is high, ball 3. Now Morales' 3-1 pitch hurls up in there, gets that zone call for a full count. Schierhorn wasn't too happy about that call. Now the 3-2. Swung on and missed for a swinging strike out. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Now at 2 outs. Brings up the top of the batting order for the Untouchables. The first pitch to Goetz. Skipped up in there for ball 1. Once again, thank you for joining us, those of you who are tuning in on YouTube. Morales' pitch little too inside. Doesn't get the call on the inside, so it is now a 2-0 count. Low inside, ball 3. Yoakum able to position himself where Morales is able to throw a strike. Three-one count now. Swung on and missed. Foul back behind us here. Lands over in the softball game. Morales is able to battle back to a full count. That was 3-2. Skipped up in there, loses the batter. It is a 2-out walk issued to Goats, which brings up Shotaro Uzui. Uzui is 1-1 on the afternoon. He's walked, has a single. First pitch he sees, swung on and hit, foul and out play out to the wheat field. See a different pitcher warming up in the Untouchables bullpen. Throw over, doesn't get the runner. Unfortunately, the ball doesn't go past the bag. Looks like a big kid is going out for this ball. When I say big kid, I mean an adult. Next pitch swung on and caught by Petey Kiefer on the fly for out number 3. So the 2-out walk doesn't account to anything, as Morales is able to get the fly out for out number 3. That ends the 6th. Going into the top of the 7th, Storm down only 1 run. Untouchable 6, Storm 5. As we go into the top of the 7th, there is a pitching change for the Untouchables. Mark Harrison's day is done. On the mound now is left-handed number 28, Gianluca Vogt, relieving Mark Harrison. Harrison with 105 pitches on the afternoon. 6 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Now gives it up to the relief pitcher, Vogt. And Vogt will face Josemy Fernandez, Noah Lawrence, and Josh Harrison from Storm. Ball is being thrown around the infield. Vogt has the ball now. So that brings up number 17, Fernandez, for a Storm. Fernandez lays down bunt. Unfortunately, it bounces foul. Interesting idea. Lay down the bunt on the new pitcher. Unfortunately, doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Foul ball, strike one. Now the 0-1 pitch from Voigt is high, ball one. I see the big kid who went out looking for the foul ball walking back slowly with his head down. Couldn't find it. Now the 1-1 pitch. Way outside. Ball two. Welcome those of you who are joining us now as some of the other action in the DBL is coming to an end. Fernandez skies the next pitch, foul, out of play. The lucky little one going out for foul ball number 5 or 6. I've lost count. Fernandez asking what's the count, just making sure he knows what it is. A little discussion here at the plate between the catcher, the batter, and the home plate umpire. It is being confirmed. It is a 2-2 count. Sometimes even the home plate umpire forgets what the count is. Now the 2-2 to Fernandez. In there for a looking strike three. Ball was perfectly placed, and Fernandez couldn't pull the trigger. Brings up the bat now our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. And Vogt's first pitch to Lawrence. Swung on, big hack. Misses the ball, unfortunately, for strike one. Very quickly, the young one has come back with both foul balls. Sometimes it takes a little kid to find the foul balls, which we appreciate. Now the 0-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt. Ball one. Lauren's able to see that ball was going to be too low to swing at. Low and inside, ball two. Not too far off the shoelaces of Noah Lawrence. Catcher setting up low. And the 2-1 pitch. Catches a zone for a called strike two. On deck is Josh Harrison. Time is called. Now, play is resumed, and the 2-2 in the dirt, ball three. Noah Lawrence able to work that full count now as the sun is coming back out. Worked for us the last inning. Let's see if it works for us this inning. Way outside, ball four. The one-out walk issued to Lawrence brings up the bat, number 4, Josh Harrison. Harrison sitting at 1-2 on the afternoon with 2 runs scored in that walk, as he did win the Battle of the Harrisons this afternoon. First pitch he sees, swung on, another big hack, but comes up empty for strike one. Lawrence taking a normal lead off of first. Next pitch to Harrison is outside for a ball. On deck is our designated hitter, Del Morrow. 1-1 is in there for a called strike. Harrison thought about swinging but didn't. That ball was directly in there. Lawrence dancing off of first. See what happens on the next pitch. Swung on, tapped, stays right in front of home plate, but foul. Stays alive at the at-bat. Vogt has a fresh ball after the previous one was slapped right at home plate. Now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Gierhorn held up that glove for a good 2 seconds afterwards, hoping that the home plate umpire would give him that strike, as it was framed, but outside. Now the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Yet another full count. And Harris swings, fouls it back to the backstop, or the net behind backstop. Sorry about that. Keeps the at-bat alive, though, as a 3-ball, 2-strike. 1 out, and a runner at first. Next pitch gets away from the catcher. It is ball 4. So Lauren's only able to go to second as the ball doesn't get that far away from the catcher, but it is ball 4. So it is 2 walks issued. Brings up the bat our designated hitter, Orlando Del Morrow. After that first out was recorded, Voigt goes full count on the next 2 Storm and not able to record an out. Time called by the catcher. With 1 out, 2 on, Del Morrow at bat. On deck is Ian Hardman. Big looping pitch gets in there for a called strike. Couldn't tell if that was an ephus or what, but slow looping pitch, and it caught the zone apparently. Catcher is setting up low. Swung on and tapped. 1 and 2. It is unfortunate, it is a double play. Not what Storm was looking for with 2 on and 1 out, but it happens. Going into the bottom of the 7th, Storm down only 1 run. 7th inning stretch time, ladies and gentlemen. And as Take Me Out to the Ball game is being played over the PA system here, going into the bottom of the seventh, Morales is getting his warm-up tosses in. The sun is back out. Nice crowd here at Dickman Field for a Sunday afternoon. Sun is out, but it's still a little fresh. Sitting at only 14 degrees, which is for a Sunday afternoon here in mid-May. Quite fresh. Now, first batter of the seventh, bottom of the seventh is Rommelman. First pitch he sees is a called strike. It'll be Rommelman, Athanasiadis, and Nixdorf for the Untouchables. Morales' next pitch swung on and missed, strike two. Quickly, Rommelman is in the hole. Now the 0-2 swung on and missed. Throw down to ensure the strikeout is made. So 3 pitches equals 1 out to start the bottom of the seventh. That'll bring up to bat the left fielder, number 53, George Athanasiadis. The first pitch from Morales loops in there, doesn't get the inside zone, so it is a ball. One of those swung on and missed. Now 1-1. Morales is 1-1, stays a little too inside. Down to this 2-1. Well, next pitch is a foul tip. Sorry, scratch that. Athanasiadis is saying it hit me. There'll be a conference from the 3 umpires. Home plate umpire said it was a foul tip. Batter says no, it hit my hand. So conference now down the third base line. The 3 umpires rule to see what was seen. Foul tip is the call. Foul tip is the call. So it is strike 2. Athanasiadis is not happy with this call. But if it hit his hand, then it didn't hurt him. So maybe if he would have sold it a bit more. Now it is a 2-2 count. On deck is Nixdorf. Conversation being had at the plate. It is 2-2. Athanasiadis is not happy at all. He needs to be careful. Now the 2-2. In there, called strike 3. He's jawing. He better walk back and not turn around. He'll get thrown out of this game for arguing balls and strikes. Now with 2 out, brings up number 27, Linus Nixdorf, the designated hitter for the Untouchables. Morales' next pitch bounced up there to the backstop, ball 1. Next pitch just outside. Could tell from my vantage point that was not in zone. It was just outside for ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch to swing at, though. Nixdorf was seeing, at the very least, a single on that if he would have connected. Swung on a hit, ball directly to the second baseman, Meyer, who throws over, and it's 3 up, 3 down. Efficient inning. Scoreless inning brings us now to the top of the 8th. Storm still only down 1 run. After 7, Untouchables 6, Storm 5. So we're going into the top of the 8th inning. Coming up to bat now for Storm is number 11, Ian Hartman. He'll be followed by Rogelio Maldonado and Douglas Yoakum. And the first pitch to Hartman catches zone, called strike 1. We have a final from Bond. Bond Capital is able to come back from being down 1-0. Won the game against the Steelers 4-1. Next pitch, Hartman fouled down the first base line. Almost hits the bullpen catcher for the Untouchables. He never even saw that ball coming at him. And we are close to a final in Münchenhaar as the Disciples are down 8-1 against the Mines Athletics. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Top of the 9th, excuse me. Ian Hartman swings and... it is a home run. Ian Hartman ties it up with a home run to right field. Not a home run. Initially called a home run by the first base umpire, but it is just a ground rule double. Some excitement, but it is a ground rule double, as it did not clear the wall. It bounced over, but that brings up our right fielder, Rogelio Maldonado, batting with Ian Hartman at second base. Ian Hartman gave it a ride, but the wind is not blowing now as it was earlier. So the bunt is laid down. Ian Hartman going over to third. Collision, no one covering first. Bunt is perfect. Rogelio Maldonado able to get to first safely as the first baseman and pitcher collide trying to field, and the second baseman did not run over to man first base. Now then, with no outs, runners at the corners, brings up our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. There's conversation being had Looks like, okay, shortstop is saying something to the pitcher. Not sure what was going on there. Doesn't really matter. And steps off the mound. Something is being said. Looks like the manager is going out to talk to the pitcher. As he does that, Douglas Shokum will walk all the way down to get the play call from Lionel Chatham. Figure out what's going on here. Tying run is 90 feet away in the form of Ian Hardman. And there will be a pitching change. Coming in will be number 44, Luca Kloppenberg. Coming in will be number 44, Luca Kloppenberg. Kloppenberg pitched yesterday to end the game for the Untouchables. Being brought in here to try and maintain this only one-run lead here in the top of the 8th inning. He'll be allowed to have some warm-up tosses. As he does that, the infielders are having a little powwow there behind the pitcher's mound. Just to remind you, there are no outs here in the inning. Runners at the corners for Storm. Douglas Shokum is taking the opportunity to listen to his manager tell him how he should play the scenario here. We'll see what advice Storm manager Lionel Chatham has for his catcher batting here in the top of the 8th inning with a teammate in scoring position. That teammate is the tying run at the moment. Untouchable infielders walking slowly to their position as warm-up tosses are just about over. Should have one or two remaining. There is another pitcher warming up in the Untouchable bullpen. All right, the warm-up is over. Coming up to bat now for the Hünstetten Storm with runners at the corners and no outs here in the top of the 8th inning is catcher Douglas Shokum. It is quite odd to say here in the top of an inning in Hünstetten Storm at bat as they are at home, but it is the way the schedule is for this series. First pitch swung on and missed. Couldn't catch up with that pitch for swinging strike one. Now the 0-1 pitch shows bunt, doesn't get the barrel of the bat on the ball, and it is a called strike. So quickly, Yoakum is in the hole, 0-2. On deck is Petey Kiefer. Look back at Maldonado at first. And the 0-2 swung on and hit. And the ball game is tied as Yoakum's able to serve up a single to right field. Ian Hardman able to come in from third base. Douglas Yoakum with the RBI single. Tie ball game. Now with no outs, 2 on, brings up to bat our shortstop, Petey Kiefer. That RBI single by Douglas Yoakum served up into shallow right field. No way for the right fielder to get that ball. First pitch to Kiefer, high, ball 1. On deck is Phil Meyer. Quick glance at the runner at second, but the pitch is skipped there at the feet of P.D. Kiefer, but doesn't go away from the catcher. Kloppenberg with a little frustration after that pitch. Now the 2-0. Catches the top of the zone for a called strike 1. Now a 2-1 pitch, low and in the dirt for ball 3. There is a base open to put Kiefer, but you've got no outs. So with a 3-1 count on the shortstop, Kloppenberg looks back at second, steps off the mound as little thought about picking off Maldonado at second, but Maldonado not that far away from the bag. And a 3-1 pitch catches the zone. Full count now on P.D. Kiefer. With a full count and no outs. Chop swing, gobbled up by the shortstop, throws over to second for 1. Double play is made. Runner and Maldonado is over at third. Not exactly what wanting to have happened, but there's no outs. Now there's 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Go-ahead run is 90 feet away as Phil Meyer steps into the batter's box. And the pitch to Meyer, swung on and fouled back behind home plate into the wheat field. Kloppenberg taking his time. The 0-1 pitch to Meyer. Big looping curveball does not hit the zone at all. Ball 1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Meyer able to step out of the way of that pitch. Don't think it would have hit him, but it was inside. Maldonado has his lead. On deck is Fernandez. High, ball 3. So Phil Meyer has a full count now. Action continues in the Untouchables bullpen. Unfortunate. Phil Meyer swings and misses for... Oh, no, that's only strike 2. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's a full count. Now it is a full count with only 1 out here, or with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. And there's swinging strike 3. But the run is able to come across. It is a different ball game now, boys and girls, as the Storm are able to tie it up here at 6 in the top of the 8th inning. Going into the bottom of the 8th inning, tie ball game, 6-6. As we're going into the bottom of the 8th inning, Sweet Caroline being played here on the PA system. Looking over, and that foul ball from Phil Meyer in the wheat fields being looked after by a few kids at this point. 4 of them, and it looks like, oh, it has just been found. Big kid is celebrating that she found the ball before the little kids did, which is always fun to watch. Baseball is just a kid's game. Doesn't matter how big you are, you're still a kid when you play this game. It's a great sport. Welcome all of you who are tuning in here as we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Score tied 6-6 as Sebastian Morales slipped on that warm-up toss. Appears to be okay. Looks like his cleat did not catch as he threw the pitch. It'll be Bergman, Di Benedito, and Zeidel. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Untouchables. And the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th inning catches the top of the zone for a called strike 1. Again, action still going on in the Untouchables bullpen. From my vantage point, it looks to be number 40. Not sure who that is for the Untouchables. So pitch is popped up and, just out of play. Douglas Yoakum ran out of room as the ball catches the top of the net and falls foul. So, having a laugh about that foul ball as it just squeaks its way past the net. Next pitch is bounced in the dirt. A 1-2 count on Bergman. Having a little bit of a technical problem with easy score. It is actually a tie ball game, 6-6 in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch is high, 2-2. On deck is Di Benedito. Ball swung on and hit, skied high, but out of play behind the Untouchables dugout and bounced into the wheat fields. I think the parent just said, no, you've got enough foul balls. We can't bring them all home today. On that foul ball, Bergman stays alive in the at-bat. Next pitch swung on deep to left field and caught. Caught by Josh Harrison. Had to go a few steps to his left, but he's able to make the out. Loud out number 1 to start the bottom of the 8th inning. That brings up to bat number 41, Nicholas Di Benedito. On deck is number 11, Florence Seidel. Di Benedito now in the batter's box. And the pitch from Morales, low outside, ball 1. Trying to get him to swing at something that was outside of the zone, but DiBenedetto wasn't going to swing at anything on that at bat, it looks like. Next pitch skipped up in there for ball 2. In there for a called strike. 1-2 count now with one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, Morales doesn't get the call on the looping curveball on the inside. So it is 3 balls, 1 strike now to DiBenedetto. And Morales loses the batter on ball 4. So with one away, the 1-out walk issued. Brings up the bat, number 11, Zeidel. And the pitch to the left-handed hitter doesn't catch the zone, ball 1. Tie ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Catches the zone on that one, so it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first. To number 11, Zeidel. Lots of ones going on right now. 1-1. Ooh, does not catch the bottom of the zone. Good pitch, though. 2-1 count. Now the 2-1. Swung on and lifted deep to center field. Ian Hartman's able to make the catch. Runner goes back to first. 2 outs. Now 2 away. Brings up the bat, number 4, Jean-Mika Girhorn. First pitch skipped up in there, ball 1. Again, tie ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs. Two balls, no strike, as that pitch did not catch the zone, apparently. And on that non-called strike, Morales taking a little walk behind the mound to clear his head. DiBenedetto bouncing off of first. Next pitch in there for a called strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. Oh, does not get the call. Morales wipes his forehead on that one as he thought he actually had called strike 2. But it is now a 3 balls, 1 strike count with 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Swung on and skied high down first base line, but unfortunately out of play. Noah Lawrence runs out of real estate by several meters, but is now a 2-2 count. Runner going, and the pitch swung on and hit, and caught by Ian Hardman for out number 3. Those 2 catches by Ian Hardman They look routine, but he did have to go to his right to make the catch. I'll give him a blue star on back-to-back outs. Also want to give a retroactive blue star catch to Josh Harrison for making that left field grab in the bottom of the 7th inning earlier. Going into the top of the 9th inning, tie ball game, 6-6. Coming into the top of the 9th inning, tie ball game. Appears to be a new pitcher on the mound, number 40. It is Isui Shotaro. Isui has come in as pitcher. A little defensive change here as Isui is moving from short to the pitcher's mound. We'll see who comes in at shortstop. Can't tell who that is at short. Looks like 41. So we have quite a few things. So Di Benedetto shifts over from second to short. 22 is now at second base. So Andre Yetz Gonzalez is now at second base. So defensive changes all around. We'll see what happens here. Warm-up tosses are over. Leading off in the top of the 9th inning for Storm will be Yosmi Fernandez. He'll be followed by Noah Lawrence and Josh Harrison. So the first pitch from Missouri swung on and hit down the third base line out of play. So once again, we had some defensive changes for the Untouchables as Zui shifts over from short to the pitcher's mound. Di Benedetto shifts from second to short. And Andre Yetz Gonzalez goes in at second. Fernandez taps the next pitch foul down the first base line. Quickly, it's 0-2. The next pitch from Fernandez is just a bit outside for ball one. Now the 1-2 swung on, skied high to right field, and it is whoa! It is a foul ball. Hopefully he's not injured. Andre Yetz Gonzalez tried to make that catch and hit the fence, flipped over. Looks to be okay. But with that foul ball, Fernandez is still alive in the at-bat. Still not sure what's going on with the easy score. It is a tie ball game here in the top of the ninth inning. Whoa, that pitch thrown at and behind Fernandez, who's able to just bend out of the way. Glad he didn't get hit. That would have been a very painful way to get on base. 2-2 count. Swung on and hit, but fouled down the third base line and out of play. The bat still stays alive. Two swung on, tapped at first, tapped there at home plate, foul. Continue to do this again. On deck is Noah Lawrence. As the sun is peeking out from behind the clouds. Outside, ball 3. Good to see those of you tuning in here in the ninth inning of the game 2. And Fernandez gives this ball a ride, and it is off the wall. It is a... Oh, he's not stopping. He has a sliding triple to lead off the... Sliding triple to lead off the top of the ninth inning. Wow, he gave that ball a ride, and it just barely missed going out. He wasn't stopping once he got to second. Little stumble, but he was able to make it. Awkward slide, as he didn't know if he wanted to go head first or feet first. Went in bottom first. Now, runner in scoring position and no outs brings up Noah Lawrence. Go ahead run 90 feet away for Noah Lawrence. First pitch he sees. Does not catch the zone. Wow, that was a good pitch. That was a beautiful pitch, but doesn't catch the zone. Ball 1. Next pitch high and outside. Ball 2. No action in the Untouchables bullpen, but I do see someone working some arm movements there at the dugout. Lawrence taps that ball foul for strike 1. Two-one count now on our first baseman, with third baseman at third base, waiting to get brought home. Swung on, skied high and down the first base line, but out of play. Definitely looked like Yetz Gonzalez was going to try to make another play running in from second, but he remembered that there is a fence there. So it is 2-2 count. On deck is Josh Harrison. In the 2-2, swung on and fouled. Nope, he missed it. It is just, wait. Okay, so it is a swinging strikeout for the first out of the top of the ninth inning. Couldn't tell what the call was, as the umpire just pointed at the plate. But with 1 out, runner at third, brings up Josh Harrison. On deck is designated hitter Del Moro. First pitch to Harrison in the dirt, ball 1. 0-1 pitch is high. Sorry, the 1-0 pitch is high, so it's 2 balls, no strikes to Harrison. Now the 2-0. Outside, ball gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for Fernandez to run in from third. So it is 3 balls, no strikes. So pitcher's back on the rubber. Catcher setting up over the heart of the plate, and the 3-0. It is a 4-pitch walk to Harrison. Brings up the bat now the designated hitter, Del Moro. Del Moro comes up to the plate. Tie ball game. Go ahead run at third. Bases. He has runners at the corners and 1 out. And the first pitch to Del Moro loops in there for a called strike. On deck is Ian Hardman. The runners are not taking much of a lead off their respective bags. Next pitch. Oh! Runner goes, pays attention to the fact that the ball was in the dirt. Now 2 runners in scoring position in 2 balls. So Orlando Del Moro has a 2-0 count with runner at second and third. Only 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. And the pitch from Missouri swung on and hit, foul and out of play behind us here in the wheat field. Had he not swung, that was ball 3. But can't tell that at the time. But it is what it is. Looks like Storm manager Lionel Chatham saw that was ball 3. Just threw his arms in the air, but it's okay. It is a 2-1 count. Swung on and hit, and the go-ahead run is across the plate. Storm now leads 7-6 on that RBI single by Orlando Del Moro. Beautiful RBI single by Del Moro. Brings up to bat our center fielder, number 11, Ian Hardman. And the first pitch inside, ball 1. On deck is Rogelio Maldonado. Hardman with a liner to second, not fielded by the second baseman, brings home another run. It is an RBI single by Ian Hardman. Storm now leading 8-6. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Brings up our right fielder, Rogelio Maldonado. Oh, and it is a check swing as the ball did ride in. Unfortunately, he went around. My apologies. It is a ball on the inside. Maldonado tried to check his swing, but he went around. It is a strike. Next pitch, low and outside. Ball 1. 1-1 count now. 1-1 count, one away here in the top of the ninth inning. As runners are not that far off their bases. Looping curveball does get in there. Nice pitch by the Untouchables, Isui. It's called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Maldonado. Low ball 2. Maldonado gets on base. It will be our catcher, Douglas Yoakum, up. Time called by the batter since it is a 2-2 count. Izui has the sign in the 2-2. Inside ball 3. Maldonado able to work a full count now. Some action in the Storm bullpen. Looks like they're warming up a closer. Step off, but no one covering second. So that means that Fernandez is able just to, Del Moro is able to walk back without any hesitation. Now the 3-2 pitch to Maldonado. Swung on and missed for a strikeout for out number 2. With 2 outs now, we'll bring up Douglas Yoakum. Now with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth inning, Storm leading 8-6. Runners at second and first for Douglas Yoakum. First pitch he sees doesn't catch the top of the zone. That is ball 1. The game board is being worked on. I see that in the chat. Next pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. It's a bug in the easy score. It is being corrected, Carlos. Nice to see you on here. 2-0 count now on Yoakum. Next pitch, inside ball 3. On deck is Petey Kiefer. And the 3-0 catches the zone. So it is a 3 balls, 1 strike count to Douglas Yoakum. The 3-1 swung on and hit and drops in to left field. Runners have to hold up. It is now it's a 2-out single. Loads the bases now for Petey Kiefer. A good piece of hitting there by Douglas Yoakum with that little loft base hit into left field. Now with bases loaded, 2 outs, Petey Kiefer at bat. And the first pitch to Kiefer catches the top corner of the zone for called strike 1. That's the only thing I could say about that, is that that has to be the top corner just because the catcher didn't frame it. He had to go after it. Now the 0-1 in the dirt, ball 1. No action at all for the Untouchables. So with ducks on the pond and a 1-1 count, Petey Kiefer is hit. It is an RBI the hard way as he takes his RBI hit by pitch. It's now 9-6. 9-6 Storm. Brings up to bat Phil Meyer. Phil Meyer able to get on base. We'll bring up our third baseman, Yosmi Fernandez. So after the RBI hit by pitch, it is now 9-6 Storm. Phil Meyer batting with bases loaded. First pitch is a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch lightly swung on by Phil Meyer. He looks like he thought about it and then swung without realizing he was swinging, but it is now no balls, 2 strikes with bases loaded and 2 away. Next pitch in the dirt, but stopped by the catcher, ball 1. Storm have put up a crooked number here in the top of the 9th inning, threatening to put up more if Phil Meyer is able to get on base. Now the 1-2 pitch from Azui. Low outside, ball 2. No place to put him. So Azui has the pitch that he wants and the 2. Oh, outside, ball 3. Full count. No place to put him. So pitcher comes set and the 3-2. Oh, somehow catches the top of the zone. That looked high. Phil Meyer just stands there with his hands on his hips as he can't believe the very high strike call to end the top of the 9th inning. But damage is done. Storm put up 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning. They now lead 9-6 going into the bottom of the 9th. Once again, Storm lead 9-6. We're going into the bottom of the 9th. Storm leading 9-6 against the Untouchables of Paderborn. Sebastian Morales still on the bump for the Storm. Warm-up tosses are being thrown. Trying to see who he will be facing as we had some changes to the batting order with the defensive changes. Looks like number 17. Emilio Goetz coming in. Yep. All right, so we are back to the top of the order. Emilio Goetz, followed by Shota Azui and Luca Rommelman. That's the top of the order for the Untouchables here in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch outside, low, outside, ball 1. Morales' next pitch is chopped foul down the first base line and out of play. Now the 1-1 from Morales, outside, ball 2. Two one swung on, skied high, deep to center field. Ian Hardman racing back, and it is over his head, rolls up to the fence. Goetz is thinking triple, and he is in there with a stand-up triple. Ball hit to literally the deepest part of Dickman Field. It went the entire 400 feet. I should say it went 399 feet as it landed right at the base of the wall. So now with no outs and a runner at third is the pitcher, Shotaro Azui. First pitch, swinging. It is a strike call. Looks like the ball hit off of the catcher's mask of Douglas Yoakum. Now the 0-1. Outside, ball 1. So on deck is Rommelman. Catches the inside for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike count now on the pitcher, number 40, Shotaro Azui. Bounced up in there for ball 2. No action in either bullpen. Now the 2-2 swung on, skied foul and out of play down the first base line and into the wheat field. This one young fan realized that he can just camp out here on this side of the field and he's going to get every foul ball by himself. All the other kids are not paying attention. But with that foul ball, Azui stays alive in the at-bat. Two swung on, skied, out of play down the first base line, and out of play. So if this little one can find one foul ball, see if they can find the other foul ball, which is in the same area. Welcome to all you tuning in to us here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Storm leading 9-6. 2-2 swung on and missed for a swing, foul tip strikeout. So that's 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Brings up to bat number 2, Luca Rommelman. Rommelman now in the right-handed batter's box. And the first pitch to him. Swung on, chopped, foul down third base line. Out of play. Strike 1. See some blue sky now as the clouds are starting to part. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Strike two. Quickly in the hole. Morales with a little step off the mound just to keep his head clear. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a line past a outstretched Petey Kiefer. As the runner from third comes across, it is an RBI one-out single. Brings up the bat, number 53, George Athanasiadis. The bases of baseball is hit the ball where they're not, and unfortunately, Petey Kiefer was shading towards second base, which is the appropriate place. It just was hit just outside of his outstretched hand. Now, one out, one on. Well, it was framed perfectly, but called ball. It is now 2-0 to Athanasiadis, who wasn't swinging on that pitch, but it was just a bit outside. Morales takes the opportunity to readjust his socks. Run at first, taking a few steps. Now the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, skied high, and caught by center fielder Ian Hardman for out number 2. So the fly out in shallow center field brings up to bat number 22, Yetz Gonzalez. Yetz Gonzalez batting now 2 outs, runner at first. And the pitch from Morales has runners going. It is a stolen base by Goetz. Apologies, Rommelman. It was a ball. So the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and tapped. Fielded by, booted by Petey Kiefer. Unfortunate. Ball had some strange spin as it did hit the pitcher's mound. So, unlucky. Now runners at the corners and 2 outs. Brings up Bergman. That ground ball hit the pitcher's mound, changed the spin, which when the ball gets a different English on it, it's just at least it was lucky that our shortstop Petey Kiefer was able to keep the ball here on the infield. First pitch Bergman is a called strike. But unfortunately, it is an error charged to Kiefer as the batter is able to make it to first base. Oh, the 0-1 pitch doesn't hit the top of the zone, so it's now a 1-1 count with 2 outs and runners at the corners for the Untouchables. Now the 1-1 pitch swung on and grounded foul down third base line and bounces over the fence out of play. 1 ball, 2 strike count now on Bergman. Now the 1-2 pitch, runner going in the dirt, no throw. Catcher's indifference as the runner makes it to second. It is 2-2 count now with 2 outs and 2 on. Now the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Full count. Three balls, two strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch, Bergman. Oh, Morales falls on that pitch. It is ball 4. Walks, the bases loaded. It'll bring up the bat, DiBenedetto. Time is called by Storm as Giancarlo Rizzo goes out to talk to his pitcher. Storm infield in, discuss what they're going to do here. Force at every base and 2 outs. Storm's lead is cut 9-7. And there is some action going on in the Untouchables bullpen. Home plate umpires breaking up the mound conference. Words of encouragement have been given. Now then, as DiBenedetto steps into the batter's box, 2 outs and bases loaded. Time called by the batter, who is still digging in the box. Grounds crew is not going to be happy filling in that hole that he's digging. So now he's ready. And the first pitch to Benedetto is in the dirt, ball 1. Storm fans are on their feet here. The 1-0. Doesn't catch the zone. Ball 2. Morales, you see the frustration in his body that he thought that pitch was going to be called strike, but home plate umpire said no. Now the 2-0. In there for called strike. DiBenedetto back in the box now. Now the 2-1 pitch for Morales. Catches the bottom of the zone, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 9th. Storm lead is 2 runs. Lots of 2s now. Long look in for the sign. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, tapped. Petey Kiefer, who fires over to first. He's safe. 2 runs have come across. Tie ball game. Noah Lawrence not able to field the ball. It is a tie ball game. Oh, that is unlucky. Ball was fielded perfectly. Throw over to Noah Lawrence. Kept his foot on the bag, but could not field the ball. That'll bring up Lionel Chatham. That means that Morales' day is over. Gives up 3 runs, which ties the ball game. On the error, 2 runs come across. What should have been the last out of the game, unfortunately, means that we have a tie ball game now. Josh Harrison, number 4, our left fielder, is coming in to relieve Sebastian Morales, whose day is over after giving up the 3 runs here in the bottom of the 9th. He had scoreless baseball up until now. So Harrison will have all the time he needs to warm up, meaning he has 8 pitches or whatever the home plate umpire gives him. Not sure who will be replacing him in the outfield. I have not seen that yet, but I think it's going to be Oliver Yoakum. I did see him stretching just in case the runs did come across, and unfortunately they did. So now it is a tie ball game in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. So best case for Storm is to get this last out and go into extra innings. So Oliver Yoakum in at left field, replacing Josh Harrison, who is now on the mound. Coming up to bat with a runner at third base will be Seidel, number 11. So the baseball gods giveth and they take it away. Apparently they wanted us to have some extra baseball. Let's see. Harrison's first pitch skipped up in there. Ball 1. Can't let the run score from third. Harrison looks in, has the sign. 1-0 chopped down first base line, fielded by the first base coach. 1-1 count. Fans that are here on their feet still. 1-1. Outside ball 2. Harrison with a long look in. 2-1 pitch. Ball gets away, and the run comes in from third. That's ball game. How unfortunate for the Storm, as they were able to, the Untouchables were able to come back from being down, but the Storm, silver lining is here. Storm was able to come back from a deep deficit to take the lead. Unfortunately, they could not come away with a win. Final here, Dickman Field, 10-9. Untouchables able to score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 9th inning to win the game. Well, that is not how we wanted it. It's how it ended. As I said, baseball gods giveth and they taketh away. And they decided, no, not today, Storm. Not happy about that, as are the rest of the Storm fans here. But it is what it is. Final from Hünstetten. Untouchables 10, Storm 9. I've been James Passo. Have a good Sunday afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is where you're at. And we'll see you next week, as we do have games here next week. Next week, we will be hosting the Bonn Capitals. So, next Nope, sorry, my correction here. We're playing, we'll be here back live again at Dickman Field next weekend as we host the Hamburg Steelers on Saturday Sunday series. So that's it from Dickman Field. See you next week.